recorded.
Damn.
That was weird. Did you hear that shit?
I ain't never heard that.
I ain't never heard. Yo, we got some new people out here recording our stuff. It ain't just us, y'all, but we back. Rellism Raw Sports Talk, episode 106. We got Brandon out here. Keith's out here. Hopefully we can hear him. And I'm gonna have to start calling him producer Tommy from now on. You know what I'm saying? If things go back. But GM Tommy's in the house too. What's up, fellas? Y'all good?
Yes, sir.
Right, good. Thanks for checking us out on the podcast, YouTube channel, and everything else, in the Facebook page that my man Tommy's running. So, of course, today we're going to talk about KD and Kyrie. The saga continues. Free agents' decisions and trades. Some of these decisions I'm really going to get on Tommy with. Summer League thoughts as we watch some of the games now. NCAA football shakeups. I don't like the path that's going on. And then I hope y'all brought a question for me that we can discuss together. And then we got the big time storylines. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
12 years ago, LeBron said what? I'm taking my talents to South Beach, or whatever the hell he said, in the rec center. Everybody remembers that, right? To join the super team. And now all the super teams are dead, which is great by me because now the Nets are definitely going to get rid of everybody. Kyrie wants to be a Laker. He's at the Sparks game doing his thing out here. Kyrie's a weird dude. I like him. He's a weird ass dude. I don't know. But what's taking this trade so long? There's only a certain amount of things that they can do. You know what I mean? It really is only a certain amount of things they can do. Tommy, what's taking so long?
With Kyrie and KD?
No, it's Kyrie to the Lakers. Kyrie to the Lakers.
I don't think Kyrie has as much trade value as the Nets want. Any deal is going to take three teams because of the amount of salary involved, and
for Kyrie,
the amount of gain. What's that?
For Kyrie?
Yeah, we're gonna need
Kyrie's contract's $37 million. That's probably going to take
Westbrook's is more than that. Westbrook's is more than that.
They don't want Westbrook.
I mean,
he's got negative value.
Okay. Well, everybody keeps saying that that's a done deal, pretty much, and it's gonna happen.
It's gonna get done.
I don't know.
It'll get done.
It will get done, Brandon?
Yeah, Westbrook's going to end up with the Spurs or some third team, I think. But
so y'all think all y'all think that it's gonna have to be a three-way deal for Kyrie?
I think so because the Lakers don't have.
Isn't Kyrie kind of old?
No.
I mean
30.
I mean, but yeah, his skill set ain't old yet. His skill set.
The youngest Laker.
But see, this is what I tried to argue with a dude at my job. I was like, they might be 30 or whatever. And when we were growing up, 30 was old for an NBA player. But now with the whole technology and the science of medicine and stuff, now these people are playing forever. That's why you can't go by stats all the time, what I always say. Because this generation, next generation, everybody else is going to be able to play longer, be faster, run, be stronger, and everything else. So we definitely think Kyrie's going to be a Laker, though, right?
I hope not. God.
Well, shit, he said he's on your team, Keith. Would you want him on the Spurs?
No, I put Westbrook on there.
Oh, even worse. Would you want Westbrook on the Spurs?
Oh, no, I wouldn't want Westbrook. Nah.
Who's on your team? Who's on the Spurs?
I don't even know, dude.
A lot of you overpaid ass. So I don't know.
Yo, I can't name one Spur player.
Me either. Doesn't they have DeMar Rosen?
Or no, he's a Bull.
He's been a Bull.
Which could have been a Laker.
He's on the Bulls.
Could have been a Laker.
Hey, that's the last I saw the Spurs was when he was on there.
Don't y'all got
all right, so look, KD, that's the big fish, KD. Brandon, what's the best trade scenario you got for KD?
Yeah, I don't think he's getting traded, but
you don't think he's getting traded?
I mean, if they turned down a trade that was Towns, Anthony Edwards, and 5 firsts.
Hold on. I didn't hear that trade. What?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that was turned down by Brooklyn. I heard that was turned down by Minnesota.
No,
I heard Minnesota turn that down.
No, the Nets turned it down. They don't want picks.
Well, then they don't want to trade him then if they turn that down.
Hold on. They don't want picks? They went to the Lakers and said they wanted LeBron James, AD, Kendrick Nunn, and 5 first-round picks for KD.
I mean, I give it to him, but though, and Kyrie, get rid of all the motherfuckers. But
I mean, I might do that trade.
What's
your best trade scenario? What's your best trade scenario?
State.
It's gonna happen. So what's the deal?
It's gonna be like Jordan Poole, Wiggins, something.
Golden
for
State.
Durant,
Golden
maybe
State.
Curry.
So you think
brother.
Durant's going back to Golden State?
Yeah.
You agree, Tommy? What's your trade scenario?
I liked Boston. I still like Boston. I think they're loaded out the top 6, so they can afford to drop a young all-star. The youngest all-star available for trade probably right now is Brown. So I think that's a good fit for Brooklyn to go ahead and grab that. It's hard because it's in the same conference though. They're gonna have to, it's East and East, and they're close, they're rivals. But they've done it before with Kyrie.
Harden to the 76ers, so they don't care about that.
They've done it before with Kyrie. They've got history working with each other. I like that.
And the thing about it is I don't know if y'all picked up on this. I didn't hear nothing about Boston having no kind of issues. Now you start hearing Jaylen Brown in the finals was mad and he wants to be an alpha and all that. I'm sitting here like, that's some Boston people putting that out there trying to get KD in there. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. And then I also feel like just by hearing what Brandon said that, I mean, they must not really be serious about trading Durant if they turn that down.
I mean,
you're trying to get too much. They want the whole world for KD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is the world. It sounds like they offered him. But...
If you give the world to KD, what'd you say last episode, Tommy? KD's not going to play there because he has no chance to win.
No.
Right?
That just puts him underneath the same place that Brooklyn's in now. I mean, he doesn't want to play in Brooklyn. He doesn't think Brooklyn has a chance to win. Brooklyn's going to trade him. If the next team doesn't have a chance to go to the finals in their conference, he's not going to play for him.
I would love to see him in Dallas. Supposed to be a great fit, I think, but they can't.
So if he went to the Warriors or the Celtics, if he went to either one of them, you think that diminishes his legacy, though, Keith?
I was just about to say that. Once you're going to go to the 2 teams that are in the finals, it's like these people are always jumping on these. They always want to go to the good teams.
Some other guy does that a lot.
Days when somebody carried their team, like Kobe, I got a lot of respect for him, dude, because he stayed there. He was a true Laker the whole entire career. And then
you just saying that because you want me to say the same thing about Duncan, but I ain't.
I will.
No, I just really don't feel like there's any loyalists anymore, for real.
What do you think, Brandon? Would it diminish his legacy if he went there?
I mean, no more than it does LeBron's legacy.
I think it might be worse than LeBron's, actually. Because he tried to go away, and you come back to Golden State and win again when they already won twice without you.
I mean, he wants to be in Phoenix. I just don't know what Phoenix can offer.
They can give Ayton, campaign,
Miles
Bridges, and some picks.
No wife beating Miles Bridges.
I mean, I don't care who he's beating up. I'm just saying.
He ain't that good a player. They want stars. Ayton ain't a star.
I ain't think so either, but Tommy thinks he's the shit.
I mean, they ain't got no stars. Booker.
They want Booker, but Booker can't leave.
Right.
It's just a mess. That's why I think Boston and Golden State looks like the front runners to me because Toronto and whoever else they might say has all these packages.
Would they trade Tatum for?
No, not Tatum, dude. Jaylen Brown.
Tatum's untouchable.
You think he's untouchable?
And see, Tatum and KD got a little something at the USA when they were on the same team. They became buddies and all that crap. So I just think it's gonna mess him up. What I want to see is, I don't know if y'all looked at it on the last episode of mine. I said I would love to see him go to the Knicks because if you can make the Knicks relevant, I think that enhances your career. I mean, in your legacy. Or
they got picks.
Or if you could go home to Washington, play with Bradley Beal, and try to be something with them.
That'd be cool.
What are they gonna give up for him though? What do they have to
give? I mean, we talked about that with every other team. What they gonna get up for him?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call Holmes not Washington. It's the other team you mentioned.
He's from
OKC.
No, that's the team, and that's my final team.
Right.
Go back to OKC like LeBron did with Cleveland. They've got like 35 first round picks. They got so many first round picks, and they got Chet. If you want to throw him in it, whatever you got to do, I would love to see him go back to OKC and try to do something, and they can use those picks to try to get whoever they want, players or whatever, or good both of them to go to OKC. I don't care. I think that would be better for his legacy, and I would rather see that than him going to Golden State and Boston. What about y'all?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Or did y'all see what Draymond Green said? He said he doesn't see anything wrong with KD asking for a trade and tried to put it in a spot like if you work for Apple, and then you left, and then you went to Tesla, and then you left there and went to somewhere else. I think he's full of crap. I think he's missing the point of the whole thing. Do y'all think that it's okay for him to just ask for a trade with 4 years left on his contract?
I mean, everybody else does.
But who else is doing it? Except for
His
punk-ass
teammate.
people like
What's the
Kevin Harden.
Didn't
Didn't
Harden
who?
did it.
What's his reasoning?
Who?
LeBron did it.
LeBron,
Shaq
Harden,
did it.
KD might be the softest dudes in the
Shaq
league.
did it. You know, didn't Shaq say it's me or Kobe?
And
Yeah.
he's softy too. I don't like him either. Y'all got him all the way up here like this.
So I love Shaq.
I will never respect Shaquille O'Neal ever. Because like I always say, when I was in my delivery room with my daughter, when Kobe lost to Boston, he gonna come out the next day on his rap junk in some club talking about Kobe couldn't do without me. He can suck my dick. Y'all remember that? I hated that.
Yeah.
Yo. I will
That
never
shit was.
like
I
Shaq
think
after
that
that.
shit was just for show. Probably.
I don't care. That pissed me off. And I'm sure it pissed Kobe off. That's why he went back and whooped Boston's ass next year. That LeBron couldn't do.
But still, I
Right.
don't. Shaq is the second most dominant player we've ever watched in our life.
I
Yeah,
mean, dominant.
man.
I'll give him
That's-
dominant. Dominant's fine. Whatever. Wilt Chamberlain wasn't the best player ever, and he's probably the most dominant. So that didn't really say nothing to me. But is he missing the point, or y'all agree with Draymond saying?
I kind of get where Draymond's saying, but I don't think it's his right. Draymond's getting confused, like he's accusing the world of saying that it's not his right to do that. We all have granted Kevin Durant the right to go wherever he wants to play. We just don't think it's really good for his legacy. We don't admire it. It's not admirable. If he could make a more admirable decision where we admire some loyalty, and he's not shown that. A project manager for Apple who doesn't see it through and jumps to Tesla, it doesn't. Does he get credit for the project? No. So. Is Kevin Durant getting credit for anything that happens after him? No, and he's left a lot of pain in his wake. So I would look for a more admirable decision. Draymond's
Tommy
looking at
nailed
it
it.
wrong.
You agree with that, Keith?
Yeah, absolutely.
Brandon
Nailed it.
too?
Yeah, I mean, I think he wants out because he sees that organization's not ran.
But here's my thing, though. When they first went to the Nets, right? KD was there for a year, hurt, and didn't play, and Kyrie played by himself. Right? You ain't see Kyrie saying, oh, no.
Yeah.
If Kyrie goes, so what? You're going to get something for Kyrie Irving. You're not going to get a bag of chips. You're going to get somebody, right? You're Kevin Durant. Your team's not no scrubs. You got some players on that team.
I think he wants to be in the West, where it's a bit easier now.
But why?
I think he's scared to be the man.
I think so too. Because he was a toenail away from beating the Bucks 2 years ago, and the Bucks won it all, right? That shot, and Kyrie wasn't playing then. So why are you scared now? I don't understand. When I look at Giannis and I'm looking at his roster, and I'm like, because Tommy thinks Middleton is nobody. So if Tim Middleton's nobody, that Nets roster should be very similar. And what you're going to get, and if you can get something out of Ben Simmons, why not?
Just happened to us.
Why are you scared for? Why do you got to go jump back to Golden State? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
I think he has a problem with that. Y'all watching Summer League?
Yeah, I'm watching it now.
I know
I'm watching it right now.
Mad Matt McClung, Georgetown Hoya went to Golden State, which is perfect for him, dude. I hate to lose it, but we could have used him too. We need that 3-point shoot.
Yeah, he could be on our.
I don't even know what's going on with that. But y'all see Chet last night or the night before last?
Yeah,
I saw a Duke boy last night went off.
The Duke boy went off on the other boy.
Yeah, Jabari Smith.
Right?
Yeah.
So
he went off on Smith.
Tomorrow
Paulo's polished, man.
And he plays Chet tomorrow night.
Paulo's polished. He might be
playing no more, is he?
Who?
Chet didn't play last night.
He didn't. They just stopped him from playing. Probably because he got beat up the last game he played.
He was going to get some elbow. He might be out.
Yeah. He's thin as I don't know what. But so we saw James Harden, and this I'm really gonna give it to you, Tommy. So be ready. Be ready. You ready? James Harden took less. James Harden took less money, $15 million less, to stay with Houston to try to build up that team. Why did he do that, Tommy?
I think he's folded to Joel.
That's not an answer.
I do. Joel's the contract wise, I think I could see his contract and Joel's contract ending with Joel out of Philly and Harden continue to be paid.
What? Brandon, did you
Joel's
hear what he just said?
Joel
Brandon,
Joel
did
ain't
you hear?
taking less money.
Hold on, Tommy. James Harden just signed a 2-year deal, dude. 2 years.
Right. A two-year deal.
So you're telling me he signed a 2-year deal because Joel Embiid's gonna be the dude out, and going forward, James Harden, who just took $15 million less,
on a reset button, I could hold Harden in to sell tickets. As a Philly can't go without a star. They can't go without a star.
Joel Embiid's not a star. He should have won MVP this year, dude.
He ain't winning no rings, and the process is getting
Harden ain't winning no rings.
The cake's out. The cake's out. And we've already seen what this guy's had. We've given him star after star. We've given him #1 picks. He's not done it. I called this out before.
Hold on, you're talking about Harden, then, right? Because Harden's got
talking
star
about
after
Embiid.
star after star.
Embiid might not be
team after team.
Embiid might not be the guy to win a championship. They put a lot of investment into him. This is the last piece of the puzzle. I could see Harden looking at this at like, this is my landing point.
So why didn't he get a 5-year deal then? Why didn't he take a 5-year deal, max deal then?
Why wouldn't he take it? Because he got to get a championship. A championship's worth more. He knows that.
Oh, hold on.
He's got to get a ring.
Hold on. Brandon, did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
A championship is worth more. You didn't say that about other guys.
250 is a lot different than anything.
How? 250 and 200? You get
You're
250
talking
for 5 years.
You're talking the difference between the beard. The beard has national commercials. The beard versus Bradley Beal.
The beard
Bradley Beal's
over.
not known outside of Washington. Bradley Beal's not getting commercial deals. Bradley Beal is not. James Harden is. Bradley Beal's $250 million and James Harden $250 million are way different. James Harden makes $50 million.
Brandon, is James Harden getting any more commercials? No.
I didn't even know he had commercials.
He ain't getting no more commercials
now.
Dude, people don't. The NBA society does not like James Harden to say.
Slim fast endorsement or some shit.
I agree with Tommy that Harden is just one of those unique characters. He's going to get deals. He's going to be more of a star.
He's not.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not as paid.
He sucks.
But you got to remember, Keith remembers basketball from like 3-4 years ago when James Harden was relevant. He don't even know DeMar DeRozan's on the Spurs. What do you mean, dude? What do you mean? He's talking about James Harden in his time, like he slept and hibernated for 3 years. He remembered when James Harden was doing this step back, looking everywhere, looking good.
But you see James Harden in commercials and shit, like he said. I see what he's saying.
James Harden makes $50 million a year off endorsements. His jersey.
Joel Embiid. So you're telling me Joel Embiid's ceiling going forward with their careers is done compared to Harden's is going up?
I know. I'm saying that his tenure in Philly is
who can carry a team
more
for a championship
than Harden.
Who can carry a team for a championship?
Oh, Joel Embiid before James Harden.
So why the hell would the organization? Why would the organization pay? That makes no sense what you're saying.
Does Philly still think it though? The answer, I mean, does Philly still think that Joel Embiid can do this? Because he has been there for 9 years almost now. By the time this Harden deal's over, we'll have 9 years of Embiid trying. He doesn't get there. And I'm not saying I'm taking Harden over or Embiid over Harden. I'm definitely not saying that if I'm Philly. I'm not saying that if I'm Philly. They get 9 years of straight advantages. He's been their #1 focus for 9 years. You ain't put nothing on the table.
I mean,
Brandon, go ahead.
I mean, he wasn't there because Kawhi hit a game winner.
Thank you, Brandon.
I mean, and Kawhi was like a top 3 player in the world.
Never even been to the dance. Never even been to the dance.
That
was just the Eastern Conference Finals. That wasn't the real
finals. What has James Harden been to?
That was the baby finals. They don't give rings for those.
What is James Harden doing besides tiptoeing around, flopping around, falling down?
Yeah,
James Harden doing?
In Houston, he pushed Golden State. 4 years ago, he pushed Golden State.
He pushed them where? In the finals?
Almost 7 by himself.
Hold on.
By himself.
That's right. He missed 7 straight 3-pointers in the whole game. In the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The first 6, though, he was scoring 40. Nobody could stop him. Nobody in the league could stop him.
Did he win
that year? No, but neither did Joel. I'm saying he was as close as Joel's ever been. So we can't really give him Joel credit on that.
Oh, my Lord. I can't wait to rewind this later on because you know what, Tommy? This is what I love about you, dude. No matter what you get thought in your head, you always think it's right. And I come back
I can defend it.
I rewind and take Remember when you said this dumbass shit, Tommy? See that? See how you look now? Dummy.
We gonna have 2 years of this. I got 2 years to prove you wrong. You ain't even gonna be able to pull this back.
Okay, we got 2 years. Is James Harden gonna lead Philadelphia 76ers to the finals. I ain't even saying to a championship.
No, is the Philly going to be in the finals in 2 years? Is Philly going to be in the finals in 2 years?
Right? Can they? No, I said
is Philly going to be in the finals in 2 years?
No, is he going to lead them?
No, is Philly going to be in the finals in 2 years? If the answer is no, is Joel Embiid still on Philly?
Yes.
Philly does not make the finals in the next 2 years.
Unless Joel Embiid has another injury. If he has another injury with his body.
Is Harden still on Philly?
Who?
Is Harden still on Philly?
I don't think
so. He might not be.
Get rid of Joel Embiid. Do they keep Harden? If they get rid of Joel Embiid,
Harden has already lost steps. He's already lost steps. Right or wrong?
Yeah. It's not about steps when you're pressing the reset button. It's about sales.
That's his game. James Harden's game is to ride
by. They get rid of Joel at the reset
back. If you slow and you lose your step back is getting swatted.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying on diminished skill. I agree with you there.
You can't.
I'm not about it skill. Joel is ready. He's not making the gap. And if they press reset, James might be their stopgap.
They were right there when they had Jimmy Butler. If they would have kept Jimmy Butler,
Jimmy Butler, of course.
But you said Jimmy Butler ain't a star, so I don't want to hear that.
He ain't a star, but he's better than Harden in the playoffs.
Hold on, but you just said James. You see what Tommy does? You see what he does?
It's Jimmy B and Joel Embiid cost them that series.
You can't choose.
That's the man you want to keep.
Robert Ory's the Hall of Famer in the playoffs.
The man you want to keep, who they kept, and they have kept already over like 4 guys, is the man you want to keep again over Harden. He's not necessarily going to get kept next.
Brandon, who would you keep, Harden or Joel Embiid? And now, barring injuries, barring anything like that.
Embiid.
Adding contract and injuries. Adding contract.
Don't shake your head because you just said you were agreeing with him about Harden.
No, I'm agreeing with everything that Harden's is always going to have endorsement because he's just a.
Is he going to have endorsements when you don't win?
I'm keeping Embiid.
Well, because they can say, "Ooh, we got bring your beard to the game," and they're giving away free fake beards. What the
Philly fans will let you know how they feel about you when you start fucking up.
Yes, they will, man. Yes, they will. So going further with that, you said Bradley Beal was smart taking $250 for 5 years instead of taking $200 for 4 years, where he could have went somewhere else and had a chance to win. You still agree with that?
Yeah.
Keith.
Yeah. He's got a no trade clause. Have you looked into his no trade clause?
Keith. When you make $200 million,
there's no trade clauses,
and they say we'll only give you $200 million for 4 years, as opposed to 5 years for $250. But the other way, you have a chance to win a championship. What are you going to do, sir?
You don't have a chance at
legacy. We talk about legacy all the time. We talk about endorsement deals. If Bradley Beal has 5 years in Washington and never wins anything, what kind of endorsements is he getting? But don't let him move somewhere else and win. You think about endorsements then. He still got his $200 million.
Where's Bradley Beal going to win and be the star well enough to gain that much in popularity? I mean, I know he'll gain some money. We all do. But if he went to Golden State, would he have been the 4th option?
Where he goes.
He just demanded a trade.
Be the 3rd option.
Trade Bradley Beal.
You're lying.
3 hours ago.
Oh, shit.
Don't be surprised he comes to my boy Dame over there and they like shut up.
So what happened? Why would he demand a trade?
Bradley Beal, because he's got a no trade clause. Now he has listen, this is the most genius thing he did. This is why he took the money. He has a $250 million contract, which wasn't what the kicker was. He has a no trade clause where he is fully in control of the trade. That's the only time he's the only player.
They don't have to trade him.
No, but he gets to pick when they do.
They don't have to trade him.
If they ever say, look, you're not worth your money, he can take the buyout and pick where he goes. That's his end game. His end game is not these 3 years. His end game is the final 2 years.
So you're saying that he had this
$60 million a year and he's worth 33.
He had this planned out completely?
Yeah, he's not the person being played to do it. John Wall just got done doing this.
Did you know
all of them are doing it now?
You never said nothing about
with bird rights. With bird rights, the way the NBA is set up is they sign this big contract right now. Okay. And then once they fall out to the end and they're worth $55 and $60 million, but they can't play it. Chris Paul, James, Russell.
So is
Westbrook.
that what Dame's doing, Brandon? Is that what Dame's doing?
He's going to buy himself out
2 years? Is he going to demand a trade
too?
Is he going to demand a trade?
I don't know if the report is true about Bradley Beal.
How the hell we only got 10 minutes left? What the hell?
Oh yeah, nah, Dame. I don't know what Dame's doing. That's hard to turn down that money though, man.
But do you ever want to win?
I gotta find this up on Bradley.
He believes he's good enough to win, I think, there, but
how can he believe that? There's nobody on his team.
Well, they gave Anthony Simmons $100 million for some reason.
That? He could have been on the Spurs and we still would have
never $100 million. I don't know. They need to get somebody.
If you're a professional athlete, you know you're rich anyway. Would you rather give up a little bit to win one of these?
Absolutely.
Shit, you would have gave up real money to win a fantasy ring, Keith.
I know, because at what point is enough money enough money? You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Like, yeah.
Thank you. The end of the day, like George Teague said, you play to win these.
Yep.
Who cares about a couple million? Millions are like dollars to us. We're looking at it in our brains like, oh my God, $50 million. That's why Kyrie was quick to be like, I'm not getting vaccinated. I'll take $20 million. Throw this shit away. Who cares? I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. Brittany Griner, is she ever going to get out of jail? She pleaded guilty. The president's called the wife. Here's my question though. If she was an NBA player, would she already be out of jail?
This president can use the phone.
President called her wife.
I know how to use the phone.
Somebody probably dialed it for him. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It was on speaker, so he couldn't have to hold it because he'd have been like this. Anyway, go ahead.
I think we have somebody that they want released, so they'll do a swap.
That's what
maybe.
they said.
But I don't know. Robbie Anderson getting out or not. I mean,
wait till the next episode. We're going to get into Robbie Anderson because he said some ignorant shit. All right, real quick. College football. USC and UCLA joining the Big Ten. We already saw Texas and Oklahoma, SEC. Y'all had it in the group chat. Spill it out a little bit more what y'all were talking about. Do y'all think this is good for college football, Tom?
For college football, I actually like it.
I do too.
I don't think they're relying on their rivalries. I think the rivalries will stay strong. I mean, Alabama and Auburn's going to be a rivalry no matter if there's 10 other teams in their conference or not. And, Tech and Virginia is going to be a rivalry.
Okay, let me ask you one question real quick. Would they still be able to play every year, though, with all these teams in there?
No, but it's not about playing every year. I want an 18 playoff.
Don't you want to see them play every year? I hate Alabama and Auburn, but I like watching the game.
I don't think Auburn needs to play Alabama every year.
I like watching the game.
I don't think Auburn needs to play Alabama every year because Auburn can't always compete with Alabama every year.
That's not Georgia the point.
Right.
That's not the point.
It is.
It makes it sweeter when the upsets happen like that.
It's nice when when there's an upset, when there's 33 games in a college basketball season and we get a chance to see some real games. But in college football, there's 13 games at most. So if you're playing Auburn and you don't need to, I don't really need Bama to beat anybody 52-7.
What do you think, Brandon?
I don't like it because your playoffs is going to come from two conferences. Every team. I mean, every team.
Yeah. I actually like it. I think there's pros and cons.
So you want Florida State to join the SEC, Keith?
You want Florida State, all them.
I think it should be awesome? Man.
Y'all wouldn't win it at all.
I think it's going to come down to where there's only the Big Ten, SEC, and ACC, and then you're going to get an
supposed to be going somewhere, right?
They're going to SEC.
ACC. I mean, UNC's already went over talking about it.
That's fine.
So it's
they can make it two divisions. They can make it two conferences. They make it Big Ten and SEC.
So what does that do for the other schools?
And then you have the bigger playoff. I would love that.
What does it do for the other schools? Like James Madison is in the Sun Belt now. Not saying that the Sun Belt is anything, but what do you get out of being in that?
What do you get to be Oregon?
Anything
like Oregon and stuff like that. They ain't nothing now.
Who?
The Oregon and the Big Ten.
But they'll join somebody eventually if they go into two conferences.
Right.
Oregon will
join.
Yeah. I'm talking
about the mid-majors will take a jump. The mid-majors will take a jump. We'll
every Power 5 school will not join one of these two.
Where's Notre Dame going?
I mean, Notre Dame can do.
Notre Dame should be in a Big Ten.
They should.
I think they would join the Big Ten too. Just for geography. But what about, so nobody cares about the historical value. I think that's what's different about the NFL is I enjoy watching it on Saturdays that it's not about, this team's 11-1, they're playing a 1-2. In college, these are kids and anything can happen on those days. We saw Appalachian State.
You miss out on those.
We saw JMU beat Virginia Tech.
Rivalries.
These are moments that you're going to remember forever. You got these power conferences. Nobody cares about Tennessee beating an Arkansas or whoever the hell it is on these things. Nobody cares about these things anymore. We like seeing David beat Goliath. NCAA basketball. Why is March Madness so great? Because we get to see these small schools compete against these big schools and have a chance. If you put it the way that college football is trying to do it, these small schools will never even play these big schools because you're not even have to play those because you got so many people in your conference. It takes it away. I think it takes it away.
We've kind of seen that gap already in the draft, where you've got the SEC and the Big Ten represented really well in the draft in the first round and the second round, and then when you fall into the third round, you're not seeing a bunch of Iowas.
I'm not talking about the draft, Tommy. Not the draft.
But I know, but listen, when they're getting these mid-major schools, because mid-majors are able to recruit so heavily because everybody's picking up out these big conferences. The big conferences are huge now, and the mid-majors have been able to grab some more better players because they're able to star them, where so you're not able to star at a Wisconsin.
So you think these good players or whatever are going to go to a mid-major?
I think if Alabama is only
SEC
playing
or Big Ten.
Yeah, if Alabama's only playing big, there's going to be 10 good teams, so like there always is, that get most of the players, and it'll help teams like James Madison get that player that they couldn't get before.
Y'all agree with that? I don't.
I don't like it. I don't.
Mid-majors have really been gaining ground.
They've been gaining ground now because of the way it is. I'm talking about going forward. They're going to lose that. In college basketball, you see the mid-majors getting things because of the G League allowing people to go from high school, that the Kentuckys and the Dukes aren't getting these one-and-done players all the time. College football,
I'm looking at like the Trey Lances
of the world. You got to play 2 years of college football. You got to play 2 years. Nobody's going to want to go to Akron and play for 2 years. They could go sit at Alabama as a third-string person, wait for their third year and get their NIL and get all this and all this.
Not at QB, not at DB, not at wide receiver, not at running back.
At
O-line, at linebacker, at safety, they can do that. But QB, Trey Lance would have been playing for Alabama if Alabama would have started him.
That's my point, Tommy. That's my point.
But Alabama wouldn't start him, so he went to North Dakota. It doesn't matter.
He would have went there.
And got third overall in the draft. Got third overall in the draft.
Listen to me. He would have never been there to begin with if the system was set up the way it is. Like you said, he would have went to Alabama and waited.
No, he would have never went to Alabama.
Mills did for his time. How many running backs sat at Alabama and waited for their time and they got drafted?
With NIL, it's even worse. With NIL, it's even better now. It's even better now to where these mid-majors can do something.
Y'all agree with
You
that?
can't sit behind Jalen Hurts for 3 years if you can make $1 million on your image.
And what about the playoffs?
By starting year one.
The playoffs going to be all Big Ten.
You will not sit behind Jalen Hurts for 3 years.
Is any other conference going to get a playoff team?
Yeah, but I like having more playoff teams.
Huh?
Right now, there was 3 schools out of the SEC. Teams. What are we talking about?
Yeah, but Tommy, look at the beauty of it. At least you gave
it's one conference now.
Hold on. At least you gave the opportunity for the non-Power 5 schools, whoever the best one was, they got to play in a New Year's Day bowl. That was a reward. And we saw them beat the big giants. That's great for college sports. That's great. You don't remember seeing any of these teams do that?
Yeah, I do, but I don't think the bowl games were when you saw a big giant team.
But now the bowls are really going to not mean nothing. The bowls are really going to mean nothing because now it's going to be all mid-major schools.
We should have gotten rid of the bowls a long time ago.
It's going to be all mid-major schools, and nobody's going to watch them.
Bowls are a money scheme. They've always been a money scheme.
What about the other sports? USC, they're all the way in California and everything. They're joining what? The Big Ten?
The Big Ten.
Now they got to come to Rutgers and play somebody in women's volleyball on a Wednesday night. How does that work out for a student athlete?
I think personally it should be different in college basketball than it is college football.
What about women's volleyball?
Well, it should be different.
Still in the same conference. You got to play these teams. You got to go play Syracuse, UCLA.
It should be different.
I think college football is trying. They don't care about nothing but college football. They don't care about the universities no more. They need to just take college football away from the schools, take them away from the schools, and say you just are a product of the university, and you not they got to figure out something. I don't know. We're almost done. Did anybody have any questions though? I didn't even leave y'all any time. We can spend it for the next one. But Keith, you got any questions? You probably didn't see that.
Yeah, I want to know.
Hurry up, under a minute, go.
I want how I can jump on that Yahoo League, Like I need to be able to take over that team.
Is flag football an Olympic sport?
Brandon said that
they're talking about for real. Yeah, is flag football an Olympic sport?
I mean, who cares? They got
how many years do we dominate before the rest of the world catches up?
They got ping pong. Who cares? I mean, whatever.
30, 40.
Rellism Raw Sports Talk, episode 106. We are wrapping up. Fellas, be ready for part 2. We're going football. We got a little baseball.